One day I was out ministering, and a guy named Richard was living underneath the Port Authority, underneath where the buses come in, kind of like a bridge. And I remember speaking to him and said, hey, you can come, and there's a gospel message. You can get some food. And sure enough, that night I saw him there, and I sat next to him. I wanted him to hear the Lord. I could feel God's heartbeat for him. Jimmy Lilly was preaching, Times Square. People were getting saved. But every time I tried to show Richard the scriptures, every time I tried to share my Bible with him, he inched away from me, kind of sidled away. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just, he's not used to people, and I tried to. And in frustration, I could see that he wasn't paying attention to this incredible window. My heart was just pounding because I knew it was God calling him. And I realized what it was. And back in those days, we called homeless people bag people, bag guys. Because when they would leave their little shack, their little cardboard shack, they would take all their possessions in a plastic bag. Because if they left them there, someone could ransack it. And Richard had his bag with him. It was a clear plastic bag, I'll never forget. And in it, there was just nothing that you and I would want. Nothing that was any of importance to me. It was just a few greasy shirts and some, maybe a change of clothes and a couple of cans. But he kept moving that away because it was all he had. It was his possessions, and probably people tried to rob him and different things. And I cried out in exasperation in prayer, and I said, God, this bag of worthless things, this plastic bag, I could see through it and see what was in it, is keeping him from the kingdom of God, from the most significant change he'll ever make in his life. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon me in Times Square Church. I'll never forget. He spoke so clearly and said, don't you ever think that your possessions are any more precious in my sight than what's in Richard's bag, especially if they keep you from moving forward in the kingdom of God. We should hold these things lightly, my friends. Just because you have a couple of zeros on the end of your net worth, or a boat or a house or something, listen, you can't take it with you. God is looking for men and women to raise up right now that are going to be true stewards of wealth.